one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swish Flames podcast. And breaking news out in the NBA streets. The NBA streets is getting a little bit crazy this weekend so far. Rajon Rondo has secured his buyout from the Memphis Grizzlies, which allows him to become a free agent as of Monday, and all signs are pointing to, according to the reports, that he will sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. So before we get into Rajon Rondo heading back to the Lakers, just want to remind you guys, please be sure to check out the website at www.swishflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at SwishFlames, and definitely check out the brand new Facebook page at Swish Flames Podcast. With that said, Rajon Rondo's return to the Los Angeles Lakers, according to Shams Charania, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, is imminent as of this Monday. And with that said, this now makes it more clear why the Los Angeles Lakers didn't bring back Jared Dudley. This makes total sense to me. Now, Jared Dudley was a great locker room guy. He was a great guy to keep the chemistry in the locker room, make sure that the players were in sync with the coaches were in sync with the players. He was holding guys accountable. He was making sure guys were comfortable and got situated. You know what I'm saying? He was just that good locker room guy to keep team chemistry great. But if you're going to, if the Lakers had any inclination, which I'm sure they did, that Rajon Rondo was going to secure a buyout, there is basically no reason to bring back Jared Dudley with Rajon Rondo. And I'll tell you why, for this reason. Because Jared Dudley doesn't get a lot of playing time. And since he doesn't get a lot of playing time, he's not contributing that much to the court. Now with Rajon Rondo, he hasn't had a healthy season in a long time. You know what I mean? And so you expect Rajon Rondo almost every year to deal with a few nagging injuries during the course of the season. But what's good about this now for the Lakers is that you could bring in Rajon Rondo and you still got 2 roster spots. And all signs are pointing to that they'll sign one other player before the season starts, probably somebody on the wing to help with wing defending. They'll probably sign one other guy before the season starts and leave that one roster spot open just in case somebody at the halfway point gets bought out, which, there's usually a few candidates towards midway in the season that will get a buyout. So with Rajon Rondo, it gives them a clear backup point guard. I don't think the Lakers were too confident with Kendrick Nunn being the backup point guard, but I also will say this, that it doesn't mean Rajon Rondo is going to get consistently a lot of minutes backing up Westbrook this season. He's going to have, they're definitely going to low manage him, because I would think the Lakers would want to preserve Rondo as much as possible, because with Rondo, the key for the Lakers would be having him as an option in the playoffs. And if you're LeBron James, what you're thinking is, okay, you got Westbrook and you got Rondo. These are 2 guys that, if they're in the game and with LeBron, he can trust them with the ball to get him in easier positions to score and take a lot of that stress of having to initiate the offense. And I think that's what LeBron wants at this stage in his career. So it gives the Lakers a lot of options if they're healthy, and healthy will be the key word there, being healthy. But it also gives them a little more depth. Having 3 guys on the team that are elite playmakers. If one of these guys goes down, you still have 2 elite playmakers. There's a lot of teams that don't even have 1 elite playmaker. So to have 3 like the Lakers is definitely going to be a benefit. So this is going to be a great addition to the Lakers. Like I said, I think they're going to manage Rondo during the regular season, not to overuse him, and in hopes to keep him preserved for the playoffs. But all those people criticizing Rondo, thinking that he's done and washed up because of the Clippers, I just want to remind you that there's definitely been a few teams that Rondo hasn't, had a great chemistry with and fit. And to me, last season wasn't about Rondo being washed up. It was more about the way the Clippers were using him, the way the Clippers were trying to operate with Rondo just didn't fit. So I think it was more of a chemistry issue and less of Rondo's washed up. And he already has chemistry with the Lakers. Him and AD have great chemistry. AD, I would actually tell you guys that with the pickups of this offseason, AD benefits the most, and then LeBron. Even though these guys are going to help LeBron as far as easing some of the pressure off of playmaking ability, AD has now 2 more elite playmakers that are going to make his life easy, and he's going to get way more lobs this season. We talked about in another video between the chemistry between Dennis Schroeder and AD, where it only produced 1 lob basically during the season. That's crazy to think about. AD's a big time lob threat, and he only got 1 from the starting point guard last season. So AD is going to benefit from this because Rondo's going to throw him lobs, LeBron is going to throw him lobs, Russell Westbrook's going to throw him lobs, AD is going to be a lob machine, and LeBron is going to get a lot of lobs from these guys too, from Westbrook and Rondo. So the Lakers are going to be very exciting to watch. And the last few seasons, the Lakers have been a great transition team. In a half-court set of offense, they've been struggling. And I think that will get a little bit better, especially with them bringing in David Fizdale, having experience of, working offense around LeBron and D Wade back in Miami. I think David Fizdale is a good fit to help with the offensive side of the ball. So I actually think the half-court offense is going to be a lot better this season. And on top of that, they're going to be even better in the transition because Westbrook likes to run off the rebound. Rondo is very good in transition. LeBron's very good in transition. And so this is going to be a great Showtime Lakers. So it's going to be a big deal. I know some people think Rondo's done. I'm not one to think Rondo's done. I just think that the Clippers situation wasn't a good situation. And I don't think Ty Lue used Rondo and put him in the best situation to be successful. And that's just my opinion on that. So what do you guys think about Rajon Rondo's going to head back to the Lakers after securing his buyout with the Grizzlies? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tonight, we're going to go live tonight about the New York Knicks, just to give you guys a heads up. We're going to go live tonight, on YouTube in regards to the New York Knicks. And that subject matter coming later will be who will be more important this season for the New York Knicks. Is it Julius Randle or is it RJ Barrett? Who will be the more important player for New York Knicks? That's coming tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. All right, on our Swiss Flame Podcast YouTube channel. With that said, it's your boy King Cal 516 signing off.